Okay, hello everybody, my name is Leslie Williams and today's date is September 24th, 2014, and, oops, sorry about that, and what I'm doing right now is, obviously you can see, is I'm adjusting the camera. Hold on a second. Okay, now, excuse me. I'm making this video today in order to be able to, it's a video log, and it's also going to have some prediction statements in it. And I'm going to have to talk fast in this video because I have now started to make videos that are only 15 minutes long, so it don't take a long time for them to upload when I go to the places that I upload videos at. Now, the purpose of this video is to basically tell you some things that have recently happened to me as a result of me being a victim of gang stalking. Gang stalking is not stalking by gangs, okay? This crime is also called organized stalking. Now, gang stalking is a type of a crime, just like robbery, rape, murder. In other words, it's a type of crime. Hold on one second. Let this helicopter go by. Now, targets of gang stalking are made homeless. You can go to Google and research the methodologies and tactics and the secret cooperating relationships that are formed and utilized in order to make the homelessness, in order to create the homelessness of a target. I'm going to throw four descriptions out real fast, and all you got to do is go to Google and type in like gang stalking, property owners, landlords, evicting target. Creating homelessness of targets is a great term to describe if you're going to be looking for blogs in order to be able to see what targets are testifying concerning how they have been made homeless as a result of being a gang stalking victim. Postal employees, United States Postal Service, and any other mail service can be used for these criminal realities, including the theft of rent, which is literally what they did with me. Now, I've already made videos concerning this, and that's not what this video is about, but I wanted to throw that out there so you can at least understand that if you decide to research what I'm saying, you'll then be able to automatically see that the homelessness was created by the methodologies that I've stated, and these methodologies are all over the internet, and obviously you need a description in order to be able to research it, and so that's why I brought it up. The key point of this is that gang stalking is responsible for a slew of different criminal motivations. Okay, now they have one target can be picked for multiple different crimes to be brought about against them: insurance fraud, human trafficking, pornography rings, prostitution rings, land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft. And these individuals they also appear on the internet. I found a blog the other day that literally stated that they're not only into pornography and voyeurism, but they're also into creating snuff films, where they will literally kidnap the target and murder them while they're videotaping it and then sell it to the highest bidder. Okay, so that can be Googled as well. Now, I'm in San Diego. I live in La Jolla. Okay, I have literally been subject to gang stalking, cleverly, creatively harassment techniques along all my routes every single day, everywhere I have went. Now, you can also go to Google and type in organized stalking, and the best thing to do when you research these crimes is to research each description to gang stalking, and then in a separate search, same description to organized stalking. That way, because organized stalking's got a lot of great information concerning gang stalking, and gang stalking's got a lot of, basically you're going to find all the information you need by typing in both those terms separately to keyworded descriptions, like how they create homelessness, how postal workers are used, how landlords are used, and then the other methods like sensitization methods, direct conversation tactic, breaking into targets' homes and rearranging furniture, clothes, even poisoning the food of a target, raping a target, okay, including gang rape. Now, let me just explain to you, getting back to the criminal motivations pertaining to what they do towards a target. As a result of the target being flagged and tagged by the perpetrators who are in the system, this is organized crime in the system that has tentacles out within the community, and what they're doing is basically using their employment descriptions to achieve their objectives, which are the criminal motivations. Each employment description is capable of doing things towards the target that brings the target one step closer to the exploitation. Case in point, if they want to take illegal syndicated probate control is another huge criminal motivation pertaining to what they can do to targets. And once they take the syndicated probate control and place the target in a syndicated run group home, that's where the human trafficking can take place easily. Okay, where insurance fraud occurs at all the time, and where they will apply for federal, state, and local funds in the target's name and or co-opt the target's existing finances, like if they're on Social Security or SSI or any other type of federal state benefits that they might currently be on. The whole goal is to create the homelessness and then keep it creatively, covertly managed. There's one woman online, her name is Erica Dean Gilmore. She's a California target. You can go online and literally research how they made her homeless by flooding the ceiling of her bathroom, which was the floor of the apartment above her. She complained about it to the landlord once it occurred. He would never fix it. Then they brought the city inspector in to deem the apartment as being uninhabitable. This was the excuse used to make her homeless. Now, she had a child. The goal was, the syndicate's goal was to try to literally get her involved in prostitution. And then once they see, because what you gotta understand here is that, like, all right, so you think to yourself, okay, well, they made Erica Dean Gilmore homeless. Why don't she run to social services? Because what they do through the stalking and tracking of the target, they will then creatively, okay, stage events for her to be robbed of her ID. That's right, baby cakes. They'll gang stalk her to motel rooms, and when she's asleep at night, they can easily enter her motel room and steal her ID. Now, if she is going out looking for work, she might not know yet that she's being gang stalked, and even if she does, she might not know that covertly blacklisting a target from employment is another method of gang stalking. And this is where you got the individuals that are connected to, but not limited to, members of the Chamber of Commerce. This criminal expedition is hosted, managed, and perpetrated and protected by individuals in the system at the federal, state, and local level, period. Okay, and I'm going to tell you another thing. There's no accident at all that practically every single educated and seasoned targeted individual and journalist who have done exhaustive investigative research into these criminal realities, there's no look, it's obvious that if there's thousands of blogs all over the internet stating that certain alphabet agencies are involved in gang stalking in reference to perpetrating it and protecting it, I don't think that every single stranger, that the hundreds and thousands of people that are experiencing this crime all over the United States, in the United States, every single target is describing the same thing happening to them. These targets don't know each other. Okay, so do you think that literally every thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans, it's actually estimated that at least 3 million Americans right now at least are victims of gang stalking. They're all exposed in the same exact crime happening to them in the same exact way, and how the police act towards them. Okay, now these people don't know each other, so do you really think that everybody, millions of people, or at least hundreds of thousands, are all sharing the same collective delusion? I don't think so. So research these crimes exhaustively and extensively with a mature posture, and you will be able to deductively and even using common sense conclude that these crimes are factual realities and that the police and the government are involved in them. Now, the whole goal for them, gang stalking is nothing but a type of crime that uses covert methods and cooperating relationships, okay, with anybody in the community. They also had the ability to get businesses involved. Now, gang stalking is also already going on in the business community as well. When a employee is being gang stalked at work by their fellow employees, management, and even the security of the business, whatever type, it doesn't matter what kind of business it is, it's called work mobbing. Work mobbing is just another word for gang stalking. So you can go to Google and type in gang stalking businesses, organized stalking businesses, and you will see that it's all over the internet that individuals are being gang stalked at work, and gang stalking targets who don't work, okay, or even if they do work. Point I'm trying to say is that when any gang stalking target, okay, goes into any business, that business will participate in what they're told to do towards the target, and what they're told to do is gang stalking. Now, getting back to the purpose and motivation of why I'm making this video. In gang stalking expeditions, what they'll do is create the homelessness by working in a cooperating, covert relationship with property owners, landlords, postal workers when needed, and they will also create events at apartment complexes, motel rooms, motels, and then use these events as a normal, appearing legitimate reason to ask the target to move out, whether it be a 30-day notice or immediately. Then, through the tracking, surveillance, and stalking of the target, they will not allow the target to rent at another motel room anywhere unless they want the target to go through money. They might let them go through 2 or 3 different motels, but that's only done to get them to go through the money they got. Okay, same concept. If they might allow a target to go from apartment to apartment to apartment, just to get them to go through their money. And also, if the target is low income, what they're also going to count on is the social services application. Target gets apartment, goes to social services because they now have bills in ratio to their income, so that makes them eligible for benefits. They go to social services, fill out an application, they get benefits. Then the gang stalking expedition makes them homeless. Target's got to go back to social services to report that they now have more money in their pocket because they're no longer paying rent or utilities. So then social services keeps a record about how many times this person has got an apartment, lost it, homeless, got an apartment, lost it, homeless. This is then coupled with the falsified incident reports that the syndicated cops will make. Target's homeless. Target seems schizophrenic because she's claiming people are stalking her. And so what they'll do, and the police arrive at the target's physical proximity as a result of a staged event, including even psychologically motivating the target to call the police themselves by bringing individuals at the target's hiking area and literally assaulting them while overtly letting them know that it's happening because of gang stalking. They do this by making sure that the target sees a certain sensitization method, either visually represented to the target as the person is in the target's presence, or something they will say that they know the target's been sensitized to. It's a covert way, it's an overt way to indirectly let the target know that this assault is about to occur and or occurring because of gang stalking. That psychologically motivates the target to pick up the phone, call 911. A syndicated cop answers the call. He comes out to the area. He says what's going. He literally baits the target to open up about what's going on. Then the cop will act like he don't know what gang stalking is. He will then leave with either an incident report or a police report that is completely falsified with derogatory and falsified statements about the target's mental health. Now, it's the social services reports, the police reports and incident reports, security guard incident reports at businesses, security guard incident reports at public libraries and universities. Okay, these are all used in conjunction to attempt to use as the instrument to take the syndicated probate control, as well as falsified mental diagnoses, because these police officers and their little psych evaluation teams that they have connected to them, they tell me that they're contracted. I think that's done to try and make me believe that I can't sue them. If they're contracted, they got apparent authority to work with and for that police department, so that tells me that there's at least a chance that obviously they can be sued. Hold on. So the whole goal for them is to basically create the homelessness, stage events towards the target along the target's route, wherever they're at, university, public library, business, hiking area, whatever, and then use these events as a normal appearing reason to have someone call the police, even the target themselves, so they can get these incident reports, combine those incident reports with social services reports, combine those reports with security guard reports from universities or businesses, and then what they'll then attempt to start doing is also petitioning the target and county mental health once a staged event occurs. Now this is done because they need the documentation to take the syndicated probate control for racketeering and insurance fraud and human trafficking. And this is how these operations operate. Now, my name is S.C. Williams, and now that this video is 13 minutes long, what I'm trying to do to fellow American citizens is literally tell you, they came and gave me an eviction notice to move from here. I believe right now is around the time that they should be sending me an application for my social services review. Now if mail theft and mail delayment is a method of gang stalking, they can say they sent it as a result of them actually saying they sent it, but they didn't. I will miss the appointment date that they said is on what was sent. As a result, they then make it appear they got a normal appearing reason to take me off of social services. Why? Because food stamps, cards, assist the person in feeding themselves, which keeps the person independent from having to run to a place that they can definitely control, like homeless shelters, because these freaks are in the system, and what they do is work in a cooperating relationship from behind the scenes to initiate the gang stalking by even using fellow clients at the homeless shelter, staff as well, and even security. That's done to motivate the target to leave, so they can then have it on record that target was offered to go to homeless shelter, target went, target left, because target thinks that person is because target thinks she's being stalked by people she don't know. Leslie Williams is delusional. We better take syndicated probate control. This is literally how it occurs. And so this is why the homelessness is created. So research Erica Dean Gilmore online. She's a California target. A landlord finally told her that a guy approached him and told him not to rent to her. The whole goal was to keep her homeless, attempt to get her involved in prostitution, and then use that as a reason to take her child away from her so he could have been put in syndicated foster care. for federal and state and local funds. I'm in San Diego. Let's see if they attempt to do this to me September 24th, 2014.